Warm greetings from TNV Academy. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about software change and configuration management. However, before we start, let me tell you about the key learnings of this session. At the end of this session, you will make yourself capable of understanding what is software change and configuration management, various tasks in SCM, participants of SCM process, SCM Plan, and the last one is tools used for SCM. So let's start our discussion and talk about software change and configuration management. In software engineering, software configuration management (SCM) is a process to systematically manage, organize, and control the changes in the documents, codes, and other entities during the software development lifecycle. The primary goal is to increase productivity with minimal mistakes. SCM is part of cross-disciplinary field of configuration management and it can accurately determine who made which revision. System configuration management (SCM) is an arrangement of exercises which controls change by recognizing the items for change, setting up connections between those things, making and characterizing instruments for overseeing diverse variants, controlling the change being executed in the current framework, inspecting and revealing and reporting on the changes made. It is essential to control the changes in light of the fact that if the changes are not checked legitimately, then they may wind up undermining a well-run programming. In this way, SCM is a fundamental piece of all project management activities. Software change and configuration management as the implementation of a set of disciplines used to stabilize, track and control the versions and configurations of a set of software items using tools designed for the purpose. SCCM may include develop change management, defect tracking, change automation, development release management, integrated test management, integrated build management, and other related processes. SCCM tools are designed to support versions and configuration management of software, source code, and supporting artifacts. Now let's move forward and discuss about the various tasks that are performed in SCM. The various tasks performed in SCM are: the first one is configuration identification. Configuration identification is a method of determining the scope of the software system. With the help of this step, you can manage or control something even if you don't know what is it. It is a description that contains the CSCI type computer software configuration item, a project identifier and version information. Activities during this process: identification of configuration items like source, code models, test case, and requirements specification. Identification of each CSCI in the SCM repository by using an object-oriented approach. The process starts with basic objects which are grouped into aggregate objects. Details of what, why, when and by whom changes in the test are made. Every object has its own features that identify its name that is explicit to all other objects. List of resources required such as the document, the file, tools, etc. The second one is baseline. A baseline is a formally accepted version of a software configuration item. It is designated and fixed at a specific time while conducting the SCM process. It can only be changed through formal change control procedures. Activities during this process facilitate construction of various versions of an application, defining and determining mechanisms for managing various versions of these works product. The functional baseline corresponds to the reviewed system requirements. Widely used baselines include functional, developmental, and product baselines. In simple words, baseline means ready for release. The third one is change control. Change control is a procedural method which ensures quality and consistency when changes are made in the configuration object. In this step, the change request is submitted to Software Configuration Manager. Activities during this process. Control ad hoc. Change to build stable software development environment. Changes are committed to the repository. The request will be checked based on the technical merit, possible side effects and overall impact on other configuration objects. It manages changes and making configuration items available during the software lifecycle. The fourth one is configuration status accounting. Configuration status accounting tracks each release during the SCM process. This stage involves tracking what each version has and the changes that leads to this version. Activities during this process. Keeps a record of all the changes made to the previous baseline to reach a new baseline. Identify all items to define the software configuration. Monitor the status of change request. Complete listing of all changes since the last baseline. Allow tracking of progress to next baseline. Allows to check previous releases and versions to be extracted for testing. The fifth one is configuration audits and reviews. Software configuration audits verify that all the software product satisfies the baseline needs. It ensures that what is built is what is delivered. Activities during this process. Configuration auditing is conducted by auditors by checking that defined processes are being followed and ensuring that the SCM goals are satisfied. To verify compliance with configuration control standards, auditing and reporting the changes made. SCM audits also ensures that traceability is maintained during the process. Ensures that changes made to a baseline comply with the configuration status reports. Validation of completeness and consistency. We will now move forward and discuss about the participants in SCM process. Following are the key participants in SCM. The first one is Configuration Manager. Configuration Manager is the head who is responsible for identifying configuration items. CM ensures team follows the SCM process. He and she needs to approve or reject change requests. The second one is Developer. The developer needs to change the code as per standard development activities or change requests. He is responsible for maintaining configuration of code. The developer should check the changes and resolve conflicts. The third one is Auditor. The auditor is responsible for SCM audits and reviews. Need to ensure the consistency and completeness of release. The fourth one is Project Manager. Ensures that the product is developed within a certain time frame. Monitors the progress of development and recognizes issues in the SCM process. Generate reports about the status of the software system. Make sure that processes and policies are followed for creating, changing and testing. The fifth one is User. The end user should understand the key SCM terms to ensure he has the latest version of the software. We will now discuss about the SCM Plan. The SCMP Software Configuration Management Planning. Process planning begins at the early coding phases of a project. The outcome of the planning phase is the SCM plan, which might be stretched or revised during the project. The SCMP can follow a public standard like the IEE 828 or organization-specific standard. It defines the types of documents to be management and document naming. Example test V1. SCMP defines the person who will be responsible for the entire SCM process and creating of a baseline. Fixed policies for version management, change control. Define tools which can be using during the SCM process. Configuration management database for recording configuration information. And finally, let's discuss about the tools used in SCM process. Any change management software should have the following three key features. Concurrency management. When two or more tasks are happening at the same time, it is known as concurrent operation. Concurrency in text to SCM means that the same file being edited by multiple persons at the same time. If concurrency is not managed correctly with SCM tools, then it may create many pressing issues. Version control. SCM uses archiving method or saves every change made to file. With the help of archiving or save feature, it is possible to roll back to the previous version in case of issues. Synchronization. Users can check out more than one file or an entire copy of the repository. The user then works on the needed file and checks in the changes back to the repository. They can synchronize their local copy to stay updated with the changes made by other team's members. Following are popular tools. GIT. GIT is a free and open source tool which helps versions control. It is designed to handle all types of projects with speed and efficiency. Team Foundation Server. Team Foundation Server is a group of tools and technologies that enable the team to collaborate and coordinate or building a product. Ansible. It is an open source software configuration management tool. Apart from configuration management, it also offers application deployment, task automation. We have now come to the conclusion of this session. In case you have any questions regarding today's session, then please put them forward in the comment section of the video and we will be really happy answering them. See you soon. Till then, best wishes from TNV Academy. Thank you.